Palupa lingua. Benvenuti nella giungla dei graffiti. This is Tangential Thought Chat Show. Pensieri, Tangentiali, a podcast with Sigari. Cigar Talk Podcast. Yeah, it's getting a little hazy in here. Should I leave it hazy? Now, first thing that stuck out to me with this was the fact that where's this construction, composition. Construction and composition. The body of it. Other fuentes I had, not this size. If it's not for the LFD, double a hero, I think this will be the longest cigar. I think it'll be the longest. I'm gonna try to get through the small piece first. I think the LFD double hero may be comparable, but I will say that that cigar has a larger gauge. This one's more slender. That's why I should have added that to the video as well. That little ad part. That will probably be the most impressive part of the cigar. Nothing else is impressive about it. It is burning evenly though. It is burning evenly. I do have to commend it on its aesthetics, and it is an easy puff at this size. I don't think the LFD Double Hero compares when it comes to such an easy puff at this size, or the aesthetics. So, those I have to commend it for that. You gotta give it credit. Gotta give it credit for those things. Now, at this size though, now the other cigar that comes to mind is it's called the Woody. Now, I have never seen the Woody in person. Pause me saying that. The Woody is a cigar from Oscar Villadares. Now, I have not seen that cigar in person, so I don't know the length or size of that one. But this is what this reminds me of. It is a Maduro as well. It is a Maduro, which is what I generally prefer. I'm not gonna say it's a particularly strong cigar. But I'll go with it's a medium cigar. It's a medium cigar. The LFD is a full body. This is a medium body. And I wouldn't say it's mild either. I wouldn't say it's a mild cigar. So I say it's a medium. As far as the taste goes. Also, the LFD, the digger, has been known to put people down. I don't think this is one of those. I don't think it's gonna put you down. But at the same time, I am putting food on my stomach. So there are some cigars, they say you gotta eat first. So I'll never know. I'll have to puff it again on an empty stomach to really tell. Now, the price point, $20. For $20, I can get 4 ounces of peach cobbler. I would rather have 4 ounces of peach cobbler. If it's this one cigar or 4 ounces of peach cobbler, I'm going with the 4 ounces of peach cobbler. There's not a lot of cigars that, for 4 ounces, for $20, there's not too many cigars that I would say I would rather puff this cigar than 4 ounces of this. No. That Liga Privada number 9, that flying pig, that's one. I would get that Liga Privada number 9 flying pig. But that's a toss-up. It depends on the day. Some days I might choose the pig, some days I might choose the peach cobbler. For $20. Now, the other part of it though is, why would you make a cigar at this size? There's a small anecdote and they talk about a cigar shop, but the cigar shop has no clock on the wall. And so the guy says, when you puff a cigar, you shouldn't be pressed for time. It should just be you and that cigar. Depending on who you are, the cigar allows you to meditate, reflect, and contemplate. Meditate, reflect, and contemplate. Now, how long should you meditate for? How long should you reflect? How long should you think and ponder? Well, this cigar, I think, is a pondering cigar. I think that's why you would make a cigar this size. I think you would make a cigar this size to allow the consumer enough time without thinking about time, enough time to contemplate, to meditate and reflect. That's what I think this cigar allows you to do. I think it allows you to do just that. So, if you have a flight to catch, that's not this cigar. But if you have a private jet, I think that this is a cigar that you can puff on your private jet on your plane from Italy to Jamaica. I don't think it'll last the whole plane, but I think it gives you enough time. To just enjoy yourself wherever you are and wherever you may be. Is it a conversational cigar? You know, some cigars should serve a purpose. Can I have a conversation with you over this cigar? And pizza. Because some people say, what's your podcast about? If I have a cigar, if I tell you my podcast is called Cigar Talk, what are you going to talk about over cigars? Well, we can talk about anything that comes to mind. Or sometimes there's things that you don't want to talk about. Some people say talking is therapy. They want to talk it out. But some people just don't sit there to wrestle with their thoughts. And so you may not need to talk all the time. Sometimes you just need to sit back and relax. And you can simply let, for lack of a better word, negative thoughts go. They say it's a practice to think of a thought and then let the thought go so that you can receive the next one, and you continuously do that. I think this is a good conversation cigar. I think it's a good conversation cigar. You can pair it with pizza. Although I wanted chicken. Sometimes we don't eat the things we want out of convenience. The pizza was closer. It's not necessarily what I wanted. So did I settle? You know my motto, dust settles, I don't. Did I settle? You know, second place is the first loser. Did I settle for a silver medal? Some people like gold, some people like silver. I think it just depends on what you're wearing. Sometimes the gold is better. Sometimes it's the silver. Sometimes gold don't go with the outfit. And I hate to say it that way. You want to talk about perfect? You want to talk about perfect timing? Ash the cigar at the perfect... You want to talk about the right place and the right time? I just grabbed it and boy... It could have ended up there or it could have ended up anywhere. But it ended up right there. No, it's my first time having this cigar. And I think it might be my first Arturo Fuente of 2025. I think that's for sure. I think I can safely say that. I'm keeping track of how many cigars I've had in 2025. And this is my 39th cigar of the year. And I'm not mad. My 39th cigar of the year. I'm quite glad. I didn't know that this would be my 39th. I didn't know what it would be. There goes the security. Walmart parking lot security. I think the solar panel has had enough time to charge. So we're gonna get into it. 'Cause I need some energy. Let's get into it. We're charging with a solar panel. You know how it depends on the context when you say the word, what come before, what came after? Because I could say I'm sitting on a panel of judges. Or you could be sitting in front of a panel of judges. And what would you say to people who are judging you and who may potentially tell you that you're not good enough? But you know that you are, or you at least feel that way. And they can't invalidate your feelings. They can't invalidate how you feel. You feel as if you deserve certain things, but there's gonna be people who will tell you that you don't deserve certain things. Even if it's just a place. You know, on Wednesdays, they wear pink. And they said, you can't sit with us. So, you sit at a new table. I'm not talking about your timetables, because I used to teach math. But you sit at a new table, and you tell a different fable. Because, you know, the unfortunate truth is that not all are able. Now, if I had a horse, can you only have one horse in the stable? I mean, of course. But that would be a terrible fable. What if Aesop came back? What do you think Aesop would do? A-E-I-O-U. And sometimes why do we lie? Why do we lie? And I spy with my little eye. What if Aesop came back to tell more stories? Because he was able. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Damn, what a nice cigar. Isn't that something so beautiful to say? Isn't that something so beautiful to hear? Wouldn't you love to hear that every day? Damn, what a beautiful cigar. What a nice cigar. You know what somebody said the other day? Enjoy your tobacco. I said, what a beautiful thing to say. Now, the bad part is that I'm sitting in a car and I'm surrounded by smoke. I'm not telling a joke, but pinch poke, I owe you a Coke. I'm not trying to tell you a joke, but Slowpoke is a Pokemon. Anyway, I'm surrounded in smoke. And everywhere I go, I smell like smoke. And it's not acceptable to certain people of society. Just the smell of it is unacceptable. But I'm like, make it make sense. Not dimes, nickels, and penny cents. You know what ain't common? Sense. But sense as in a time reference. But since we're talking about aroma, Bath and Body Works, cigar scents, some people say that's quite detestable. You smell like, but at least I'm not a vegetable. They say, why is it called the Cosbys and their last names are the Huxtables? Nobody knows. Just like how Steve Hightower on the Steve Harvey Show. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Who had the best show? Was it Martin, Jamie Foxx, or Will Smith? Maybe it's a rhetorical question. Maybe you shouldn't answer it. But it's good to have the conversation. Because it's like, well, how could you even say that this person's the greatest? Well, if they wasn't, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Because they always want to talk about LeBron and Jordan. Not the river Jordan. Not the country Jordan. I'm talking about not Gabriel, Raphael, Michael, Jordan. Not Michael Jackson. Action, Jackson 5. Why was it only 5? But then somebody said, did you know that Samuel L. Jackson is related to Janet Jackson and Michael Jackson? It was like, well, damn! How did I not know that they had the same last name, Jackson, but the name Jackson is so goddamn common? How did we not know Samuel is related to Michael Jackson? You ever met somebody with a first name as a last name? Hey, what's your name? Jackson. Bro, is that your first name or your last name? First name. Bond. James Bond. They said, why is it a nigga named James and it's only one nigga? It took me a couple days. I hate to deliver the message. They said, why do niggas be named James and it be only one nigga? It took me a couple days to understand the joke. Because James makes it plural. There's an S on the end. Oh. You ever met a James that was lame? A lame James. Now the word lame could just mean that he can't walk. He would quite literally be lame. Have you ever met a lame James? That nigga can't walk. Take the S off then. It's only one nigga. No. But we need to get a group of James that can't walk. It'll be a group of lames. All these lame James. But make sure you stay in your own lane. There's less traffic there. What if Aesop came back just to tell another fable? I said stay in your own lane. There's less traffic there. You can go as fast or slow as you want if you go in your own lane. But I ran track. Let's backtrack. But you know in track, you can't run back because then you're losing progress. But when you run in track, what if Aesop came back just to tell another fable? This is allegory. You got to read between the lines, but I'm speaking. So can you read in between the words and do you understand or do you overstand what I'm saying? When you run in track, you can't look back. You got to stay in your own lane. It's less traffic there. Now, am I telling a story? No, I'm not. I'm just trying to preach. I'm not trying to teach. I used to be a teacher. They said if I ever get rich, I'm selling hope like a preacher. Listen, hold on. If you got to stay in your own lane, now you just might have a lead, but if you get a little cocky, I'm not talking about a bird. That chicken, you might call it, if it's a male, you call it a cock. Back and hit that. What I'm saying is, if you look back, you start to go a little slower. You can't look back. There's a message in the mess. Please. I'm dropping gems. I'm dropping gems. I'm talking about track. When you run in track, it also depends on what race you're running. But when you run in track, you got to keep looking forward. You cannot look back or else you'll go a little slower. Now apply that to your life. And don't look back. Don't look back. And it's hard to do, right? It's hard to do, right? Boy. It's hard to do. When you run in that track and you run in your own lane, but it's people behind you talking behind your back. Don't let that go over your head. It's people behind you calling your name and you want to look back, but then you're going to go slower. They're slowing down your progress. You cannot look back. Because they're behind you for a reason. This cigar has given 25 minutes. This cigar has given 25 minutes plus some. So over 30 minutes. But it's a $20 cigar. So I would at least expect that. I would expect that a $20 cigar would at least give me over 20 minutes. So it's going on 30. It might hit 40. And if you're on a plane from Italy to Jamaica, you might need a whole pack. One cigar for every hour on the hour. What time is it? It's sigari hour. It's always the right time to puff a cigar. When's the right time? Nobody knows what time it is. But Chris Brown got a song. Said it's never the right time to say goodbye. It's never the right time. You just got to choose to say it either sooner or later, and you always going to wish that you said it sooner rather than later. I worked for 2 hours last night. And I'm already thinking about quitting. I'm thinking about quitting. It's never the right time. I knew I wasn't going to stay here forever. I knew I wasn't going to stay here forever. Not at this place, not at this time, not at this moment, not at this job, not in this situation. I knew I wasn't going to stay here forever. So when was I going to say goodbye? Who nobody knows. It's never the right time to say goodbye. It's just up to you when you decide to go for a little ride. Bitch, I'm about to be door dashing in every state. I door dash for 2 hours. Next thing I know, I tried to get back to where I started. I was 30 minutes away. I said, this is a road trip in itself. This is a road trip in itself. And you can do that in every state. Now I'm really just trying to figure out, well, this is going to be a great date. I think before I hit the road, well, there's a couple of things. There's things, in my head, and there's things that, it doesn't technically always go the way that you want it to go. But, how you motivate a man, any true man, is by challenging him. You challenge him. No dodge, challenger. So, the cigar shop owner challenged me. But not quite literally. What if Aesop came back just to tell another fable? This is what the cigar shop owner said to me. I saw a man buying a box of Arturo Fuente cigars. It's a relatively expensive cigar, I know. And so I stood there almost in shock, almost in awe. But he was getting married. So he wanted to give each of the groomsmen a cigar. I said, you made a great choice. He bought a box of Arturo Fuente cigars. So the cigar shop owner said, I sell boxes all the time. You just never bought one. Hit me right here. If I could, I would. If I could, I would. I bought a pound of peach cobbler. I bought a whole bag. Not even to brag. Your pants, you should not sag. But I did. I bought a whole bag. And even after, he said, I sell boxes all the time. You just never bought one. Now I want to buy a box. I want a box of cigars. And if I never see the cigar shop owner again, I would be happy that the last time he saw me, I bought a box of cigars. Some people change your life and they don't even know it. They don't even care. I almost look at him as a mentor. I never told him that. He doesn't even care. It's weird in the sense of, like people who like people please and different things like that, and who may not have grown up with a father figure, finding people to, look up to and things like that. He's dropped a lot of gems, and I say that one part to say that somebody can push you away, but if you decide to stay. In that book, Think and Grow Rich, the little girl asked for, I think, a quarter or a 50 cent. She asked for less than $1. That's all I know. She asked for some change. And originally, the white man told her no. She's a slave. She's a slave. But the white man told her no. She didn't leave. She stood there. And he wasn't sure what it is. But then he caved. He gave in. And he gave her what she asked for. They said that there's it's not a skill, it's a trait that's being highlighted there. And they said if you can understand why he gave in to the slave girl that asked him for change when he originally told her no and he told her to leave. But she stayed. And almost demanded that he give her what she asked for. You know, if you got a choice, and you know a lot of times you do have a choice. You really do have a choice a lot of times in which it will be your last interaction with somebody. More often times than not. There are some times that are out of your control. But there are some times where you can sit here and you can say, this is going to be my last exchange of words. This is going to be my last action. This is going to be my last time in this person's presence. You have more control over that with a lot of people than you know. So, I do think that my last interaction with the cigar shop owner, it would have to be me buying a box of cigars. Then I go away to another state. And I build up a new life. Now, how long should I stay? Again, that's a chance and a choice. Every day that you wake up with a chance and a choice. How long to stay? And you just gotta do it. You gotta rip it off like a Band-Aid. And you just gotta find out. Now, some people don't, I think some people, their life is a testament of faith. There's a lot of people who say they have faith. There's a lot of people who say that they believe. But they don't take actions. They don't take steps. Faith without works is very much not unalive. Faith without works is very much unalive. So, some people's life is just a testament of faith, and it makes you believe. It'll make you question what you believe, and it'll encourage you and inspire you and motivate you. Whether that's good or bad, it'll motivate you. My 39th cigar of the year. My 39th cigar of the year. A royal salute. You know, I saved the cigar band. And you know, if you look into it, you know, like, why do you know certain things? I was like, where did the cigar band come from? Why did they make those? Well, as legend has it, there's one legend and it says that the royal, I bring this up because the name of this cigar is called a royal salute. One of the queens, I believe, did not want to have the smell of the cigar on her hands. So she wanted a band around the cigar to cover that. Now, if you're looking at a band, of course you could use something so simple as a little piece of paper, a little white band. But if she's a woman, she enjoys beauty. And if I'm an artist, I have to give her something to look at. Because I said, what if Aesop came back just to tell another fable? I really do think that I'm able, because I have and done, made a cigar band. But it has to be something that she wants to look at. She would enjoy it, even just seeing it, even though it serves a relatively small purpose. But that small purpose can be significant to some. What I really got to think about is changing so that I don't smell like smoke. But there's smoke everywhere, so everything's going to smell like smoke. That right there, I feel like it's a test. Because she could have licked me, but I didn't back down. I think this has been a top tier episode of Tangential Thoughts and Cigar Talk Podcast. This has been a top tier episode. When I talk about acting and directing and writing and scripting, this has been a top tier episode. Unscripted. And the thing I like about that is I did not know. I didn't know where I was going to go. I was just sitting here, I was like, yo, I have pizza. I was like, I have pizza. Where am I going to go? I need good signal. And we're counting down. We have 1 more hour. I think we can finish this in 1 more hour. Because a wolf does not move unless it has a reason to. A wolf stays where it's at, and it conserves energy and extracts resources from the current setting that it's in. To be a philosopher, why don't they have philosophy in school? I think that's all school could really be. School could all just be a philosophy. And I remember they laughed at me when I said I wanted to have my own school. I thought about having courses. But what if the entire course is philosophy and the entire school is just philosophy? Because we would quite literally talk about everything. The philosophy of mathematics. What is 1 plus 1? Is it 1 cow plus 1 chicken? Can you add those 2 things? Do you now have 2 things? Are we comparing apples and oranges when they're both fruit? And cows and chickens are both animals. 1 plus 1, does it always equal 2? I mean, just imagine going to school with Pythagoras. Imagine being in school with Pythagoras and everybody think it's about mathematics and it's not. And so you have to tell people in such a way that it's applicable to them so that they believe it. Everybody believes mathematics because money makes the world go round. It's the only universal language. Mathematics. I'm not sure if they do this in other disciplines, but if you want to pursue, well, it may have been the school I was looking at too, but if you want to pursue a PhD in mathematics, you have to pass a test in another language. Imagine thinking you know mathematics, and then the test is in French. You don't know French, but you know mathematics. You think, because mathematics should be universal. What I hate to see, I know one day I'll get this degree. Because do mathematics majors get ratings or degrees? And that's a math joke. Do mathematicians get degrees like everyone else? Or do they get radians? Because you measure angles and radians and degrees. But a PhD, I have not. I don't know when. I don't know where. But at some point, right? It's like, do you have to have that? You know, one thing about school is that it only confirms what you already know inside of you. That's all that the degree does. The degree confirms all the skills, the traits, the knowledge that you already had inside of you. It just confirms your abilities. So do I need a PhD? Or do I just want a PhD in mathematics? Because you can pursue a PhD in any subject. If you want a PhD in chemistry or physics. Lordy, bro. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. I'm gonna wait. Yeah, I put some more gas in the car. You know, it's a necessary evil to spend money. You need food. You gotta eat. Now, what are you eating? I'm eating leaves. I'm eating tobacco. I'm eating it every day. I'm eating leaves every day. It's healthy. It's basically a salad. The math is mathing here, people. The math is mathing. Because it's just the title. Pimp is just the title. Pimping is the action. And there ain't no ing without a HOE. Pimp talk, cigar talk. Because God made pimps so the hoes could have a man. The hoes need love too. The pimp is the only one that's gonna say, you want her, you can have her. Everybody be out here rubbernecking. Breaking their necks to look at this bitch. The common man gonna say, why you looking at my girl? The pimp gonna be like, there's a price. And the shit ain't for everybody, right? Shit ain't for everybody, right? Because the one thing about pimping is you gotta get that shit out the mud. You gotta get it out the mud. Can't nobody give it to you. You gotta have a different mentality. You gotta have a different heart. Not heartless, But you gotta have a different heart to just be like, you know what? You can have her. You can have her. But she has a home. But it doesn't matter where that dog gets her bone. But she has a home. And she has a home. Don't we all have somewhere to go? Rushing to leave, only to say, I'm ready to go back home. But if home is not your sanctuary and your place of peace, do you want to go back home? Or would you always want to leave? Now, this is something you can do with ease, if you please. Don't add any extra cheese. But the tobacco and the cigar pipe, the pipe is a tool, requires some work, requires a little more effort. But to go this long for about an hour, it would have been about 2 or 3 bowls. Just about. I gotta change clothes, man. Now, since I have to go inside of a setting, I might not have to wear a jacket. I might wear a long sleeve shirt. It is so windy. That wheelchair factor. 2 times 3, 2 and 3 are factors of 6. The wind chill factor. It's supposed to be this many degrees, but the wind chill factor makes it this many degrees. No diploma after graduating, degree. Isn't it crazy that you gotta pay a fee for a degree to confirm what you already know? But the weather, degrees, the weather is free. The weather can give you this work. It might be sunny, it might be chilly, it might be windy. You can get this work. They said the beaver that came out the hole and didn't, is it a beaver or a groundhog? Did not see a shadow. They said we got more winter. Master Splinter. In this sewer with the rats and the manure, they trying to study how you maneuver. I keep saying that it's so easy, cigar talk poetry. This is day 2 of a new streak. I'm not talking about streaking across the street. This is day 2 of a new streak. We got a mini grill. I gotta cook some eggs. I'm trying not to beg. But a pirate might have a peg leg. Would you believe me if I said there's a Jeep that did not beep as it drove past? I mean, why would it? I'm not in a Jeep. What I'm trying to say is, if you have a Jeep, they have this thing called the Jeep Wave. I'm not talking about the ocean and the water wave. I'm talking about a Jeep wave. 2 fingers or 4. Never 5. And you don't have to lift your hand off the steering wheel. Just put up 2 or 4, but never 5. And sometimes I was like, I have a sticker on that side view mirror. In case I don't wave, the sticker waved at you. No. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to do for this cigar. It's nice though. I didn't quite make an edit for it. 1 shot, 1 take. 1 shot, 1 take. Oh, we did. Now, I was having a conversation yesterday, and I was like, yo, the shorts and the lives is your bread and butter. But I gotta make it. That's the area of growth. How do you make it so that they gotta watch? They wanna watch the videos, the long form content. Or are they just content with the short? Because the live is much more interactive. There's a lot of different things. Pay attention to the people who say what's not good for you that makes you happy. They don't want you to be happy. So those are the people that's not good for you. Stay far away from them. Very far. The Sarah T.D. Jakes. I don't know, her name is not Sarah T.D. Jakes. Her name is Sarah Jakes Roberts. She said, maybe, or you gotta be comfortable with it just being you and God. Only you and God knowing. He was like, they don't know how talented I am. That's okay, let them sleep. They don't know how gifted I am. That's okay. That's okay. You're not ready for it to be exposed yet. I'm getting it to a point where they won't be able to say anything that opposes. And I ain't saying get in line. They just won't be able to oppose, I suppose. Because I had a couple shirts that says roses from the concrete. I got about 4 or 5 shirts that say, now let me be descriptive and not cryptic. It's 2 Cyborg, it's 2 Robin, and there's 1 Beast Boy. I have 5 shirts that say roses from the concrete. Yeah. You want to talk about a 24-hour and we fucking up the day in a good way? Yeah, it's about to be one of them days. Over an hour. That's for sure. It gave me over an hour. That's for sure. And a pizza box. I think I hope I wrote that down. Should this be the last live for the day and we come back tomorrow? Just keep going. Day 3. A new streak. Damn, man. That's okay. That's okay. Next year. There's always next year, right? Next year we'll go for 365. Next year we'll go for 365. I do have to finish this shit. I do have to finish this shit. Or I could save it. Is this enough to save? Is it worth saving? Just to finish it later? That's a chance and a choice and a possibility. Finish it later. Or finish it now. Man, you have to handle, that's a lot of different things. And trying to be responsible. But I do say, when I say I do say, I'm not talking about that your drink of choice, do say. I don't think I've ever drunk that, by the way. But what makes me just want to sit and finish it is, it is a choice, right? It is a choice. But if you start to feel any type of pressure, any type of anxiety, just like to stop doing what you want to do for something that you don't want to do, that's why I'd rather be much more comfortable saying, I finished it. Just me and a cigar. The solar panel. I have to say, the solar panel had 4 bars. It's the second time too. That's this solar panel. The solar panel did not, well, at the same time, I was also streaming and I was using a phone. But I would say it didn't get the phone all the way back up to full charge. So it got the phone up to 59%. So if I wasn't using the phone, and actually if I probably cut the phone off, it probably could have got it back to a full charge. Probably could have got it back to a full charge. Do I recommend this solar panel? No. Do I recommend having a solar panel? Yes. No, because it takes a really long time to charge. It even tells you it takes us 6 hours to get back to a full charge. And that's with full sunlight. And whenever depending on the weather, the time of the day, you really probably don't get that much sunlight. It took it, I think, like 2 or 3 days to finally get back to full charge, and I wasn't even using it. However, it's nice to have a backup. My other chargers are depleted. Yeah, the wind, man. Like, what makes a day more windier than another day? Well, I really like, one thing I would say I like about that book was you don't know where the wind is coming from and you don't know where it's going. But Bruce Lee said, be like water. Why don't they say, be like the wind? I mean, water kind of travels. You know, the rivers and the streams. Even water in the ocean evaporates. It goes back up in the sky, and clouds move, and it rains and it pours. When it rains, it pours. And that's a whole nother thing, because when it rains, it pours. That is the slogan for salt. NaCl, sodium chloride, salt. And then you can have too much of a bad thing. Too much salt, high blood pressure. But they needed the salt to keep things and to preserve as they travel down the yellow brick road. Nah, what's that? The China, the China, the Silk Road. The Silk Road. You know, it's not weird, but like, you learn about the Silk Road. You learn about it. You know about it. You hear about it. The Silk Road. They say, where do you want to go? I said, everywhere. Like, wouldn't you want to see the Great Wall of China? Wouldn't you want to see the pyramids of Giza? Wouldn't you want to go see Machu Picchu? Wouldn't you want to go to Peru? Wouldn't you want to see the Eiffel Tower? Wouldn't you want to see the Berlin Wall? Wouldn't you want to see Niagara Falls? Wouldn't you want to see it all? How could you not want to see the Leaning Tower and the Colosseum? And the Parthenon, Greece and Rome and Venice and Italy, and Big Ben in England, and the King's Guards, and the Northern Lights, or is it Aurora Borealis, whatever it's called, the Northern Lights. Oh, wouldn't you want to see the red light district in Amsterdam? I've heard there are women dancing in the windows. That seems spectacular. A show that would show you the world as it is currently, because it always won't be. Like the Sistine Chapel. It always won't be as it is currently. What if Aesop came back to tell another fable? Things always won't be as it is currently, and you gotta sometimes just be okay with that. Just to know that your current situation is just a season. And this too shall pass. Amerigo Vespucci. America was named after Amerigo and not Columbus. The more you know, the less you know. Now you can sit and have a confessional with the Pope, and where 2 or 3 are gathered, I hope. All right, we do have to finish the cigar. And this is at a time where some people might say the cigar is done, it's finished. But wait, there's more. It's done and it's finished. No turkey, not the country. Is the turkey done? Because it's almost Easter, not Thanksgiving. What are you giving thanks for? Every day. To appreciate. And everything does not appreciate. Some things apparently depreciate and they become obsolete and they have no more meaning or worth or value. Why do you know so many things and yet know nothing about so many things? The cigar is almost done. Somebody would have put the cigar down 3 puffs ago. But that is not me. If you're gonna be anything, be fucking for real. If you're gonna be anything, I'm gonna be me. I am me. I shall be me for eternity. But the French say oui, and the Spanish say si. And the French say comme si, comme ça. It's okay. Que sera, sera. The Spanish say it will be. Whatever it will be, it will be. Cigar Talk Poetry. Open mic. I wonder if I really could. I mean, I can. Just get up on a mic and just quite talk. And people would listen. To me, talk about nothing. Because everything is nothing. And somehow that makes sense. The fact that everything came from nothing. So everything is nothing. And they say you got to get to a point where you want for nothing so that you will have everything. And then by the same token, to say I want everything and to say I want nothing, somehow it means the same thing. Because everything is nothing. By the transitive property in mathematics, if A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C. If everything came from nothing, then everything is nothing. I want, I have, I need everything. I want, I have, I need nothing. This is Cigar Talk Philosophy. Because it makes no sense. And to have no sense is somehow of the essence. And depending on how you say what you say, it sound cool. And nigga ain't said nothing. He said some shit about shit. He ain't said nothing at all. I'm just finishing my cigar while I sit in the car. And to go in a circle means you get back to the same place. So have you traveled far? Because one never moved and the other went in the same circle and they're in the same position. This has been a top tier episode of Tangential Thoughts and Cigar Top at the Graffiti Jungle. I'm your chief, Gihareh. Palupu lingue. Benvenuti nella giungla dei graffiti. Thanks for watching. Like the video. Let me know what you guys think. Comment your thoughts, feelings down below. You know, you gotta say the script that the other YouTubers say. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you don't, that's okay. Kinda, sorta, not really. All right, I think you can clearly see a car has stopped and not parked in an actual parking spot. All right, I'm putting the cigar down. Almost. I can still puff. The puffers can relate. Those who cannot, don't. I'm gonna put it down. I finished it. There. I did it. Do you feel accomplished? Yes. I deserve a cookie. White chip macadamia. I haven't had that in a while. I'm gonna make me some. I'm not gonna make. I'm gonna find me some white chip macadamia, and I'm gonna warm it up in my mini cooker, just to get a little warm. No milk. Who put cookies and milk together? Who said cookies and milk go together? Who did that? Who said that? Unpopular opinion. I'm going to stand 10 toes down on this, and you can fight me about it. I don't think cookies and milk really go together. I'm just going to say it. Nobody else is going to say it. Somebody had to say it. If anybody's going to say it, and nobody's going to take a stand and die on this hill, I'm going to die on this hill, and I'm going to say cookies and milk don't go together, bro. Fuck that shit. The cookie be all soggy? Hell no. Fuck that. That is not, they do not go together. I can't see shit. I done fogged up my windows. Damn. I gotta get gas. When that hot and ready sign on at Krispy Kremes, they get you some motherfucking donuts. That's a life lesson. Move your big ass car. That sun shining is golden hour. Now I have to find gas. Or I can risk it for a biscuit at Bojangles. A motherfucking Bowberry biscuit, bitch. If you have not had a Bojangles Burberry biscuit, they're not paying me to say this. If they were, I would still say, get you a motherfucking Bowberry biscuit, bitch. The B matters. It's called alliteration. I'm trying to teach people parts of English because they don't know how to understand English. When you use words that start with the same consonant, a consonant is any other letter that is not A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. When you use a string of words, not a string that you use to tie your shoe. But Shu was a Greek god. I have misspoken. Forgive me. Shu was an Egyptian god. S-H-U. Now, isn't it funny that we also say shoe fly, but Shu is like the wind, Egyptian. So, when you use a string of words that start with the same consonant, as in Bowberry biscuits, bitch. B. B. Bowberry biscuits. The bow is one word because that's a name for a person. Bowberry biscuits. All the B's matter. Bailey. My dog Bailey. Bailey's Bowberry biscuits. Bailey's a spokesperson. I'm gonna make my dog a spokesperson for the biscuits. And there is, when something doesn't necessarily agree with each other, it's an oxymoron. For instance, jumbo shrimp. Shrimp is not big. Shrimp is relatively small. Because if she say you got a shrimp, boy, hey, listen. If she say you got a shrimp, I still hit though. Hey, bro. Who is like, what was the point of her saying that? Who am I talking about? J Cinco. No Cinco de Mayo. J Cinco, the shorty he said, I cracked you though. And you lied to your man about it. I still cracked multiple times. What are you saying? So it's like, why would she go out like that? Why would she go out like that? Cause now you out here acting like you over here talking bad, but you caught feelings. Where they do that at? You better get out your emotions, drop that E, and get some motion. Cause love don't pay no bills. It sound like you was in love. You fell in love with some shrimp. Anyway, oxymoron. Bailey's biscuits. Bailey's Bowberry biscuits. The reason it's an oxymoron, kinda sorta, is because the Bowberry biscuits have blueberries and dogs can't have blueberries. So Bailey's the spokesperson. I'm like, Bailey, you want some Bowberry biscuits? You can't have none of these. You can't have none of these. So why am I the spokesperson for Bojangles Bowberry biscuits? You gotta add the Bojangles in there too. That's another B. Head on down to Bojangles for Bailey's Bowberry biscuits. Now, my smart tail came out this way to avoid that long line in traffic. And I did it. You know, say you driving with somebody and they start taking all these unknown roads and streets and you getting scared. I know my way around these parts, like the back of my hand. Oh, I didn't know how to cut on the back of my hand. It's a dad joke. I'm trying to get I'm trying to get my dad jokes down pat. So when I have kids, think like, yo, I hope my kids think I'm smart and funny. If my kid, and yeah, I hope they think I'm smart and funny. Yeah. They be like, nah. My dad was always gonna tell a joke. My dad always told a joke. He was always funny. even when he was mad. And so you didn't want to make him mad. Because if you made him mad, oh, he got funnier. You ever met somebody that, like, if they really mad or they really mad at you? Oh shit, this shit got lights now. Almost, kind of, sort of, not yet. So we still got to treat this as a big ass stop sign. Who was here first until the lights start working? So, you ever met somebody like that though? Who really be telling mad jokes, but they really mad? That be me sometimes. I be instigating the whole situation. Oh, I get funny as hell. I get funny as hell. They're like, oh, you trying to make a joke? Hell yeah, bitch. Because if I really got mad and I really said or did anything else, oh, it would be a problem. It would be a problem. Houston, I gotta go to Texas, bro. I gotta go to Texas. And I hope I see Megan Thee Stallion. I need to see that thing in person. I need to see that thing and be like, oh yeah, that shit real, y'all. That ain't no BBL. That ain't no BBL. But then, you know, you gotta have a conversation with Lotto, and you know that's a BBL. But you gotta be like, I gotta touch it. Do it feel real? Do it feel real? You gotta. I mean, that's a question I really want to ask. You know, some people probably have. I do want to ask and be like, yo, could you tell the difference? I'm trying to put on the pink shirt. I don't necessarily want to put on the pink shirt, but it has long sleeves. Shorty looked at me and said, I ain't never seen you wear long sleeves. I said, you barely see me. Let's start there. Let's start there. That's one. You barely see me. But why does that even matter? Why is that even a thing to say? I ain't never seen you wear long sleeves. I got a whole hanging shelf and did not hang it. I got a whole hanging shelf and did not hang it. I'm just really hoping. Yo, the plant, bro. I don't know how these plants still alive. I really don't know. I really don't know how these plants still alive. The cacti and the monosensivaria. I really don't know. Nah, this ain't epic though. Still going. Like, made it in time, and I did not put the cigar down. I finished the cigar. That's what I'm proud of. I finished the cigar. Now, I'm really hoping, because sometimes, some people be like, I don't know, some people, not that they cool about it, but they cool about it. Some people is not as cool about it. But I'm hoping I don't smell like smoke, bro. Like the peach cobbler, I don't be as worried about. But the cigar, be smelling like smoke. The cigar be smelling like smoke, bro. I want a new Robo Sapien, bro. The Robo Sapien used to whistle like that. The Robo Sapien be like, but they call that cat calling. Why did they call it cat calling? I'm ready to attack the day. Carpe diem.